Why grow a garden is doomed to fail. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Roblox tea is hot, bro. I feel like Roblox content in general, it's so like, bro, y'all just got it just, bro. Roblox is low key just drama everywhere. Like I feel like now that I'm really paying attention, every time I look, it's drama, it's documentaries, it's lore videos, it's ARGs. Yo, man, the Roblox renaissance really is right now. I don't care what nobody says. I know there's a lot of bad, but there's a lot of good and there's a lot of gray. But this video, I seen it. It's going up crazy. Why Roblox grow a garden is doomed to fail. Now I feel like this is just a manifestation of all the hate uh that grow a garden has around its name all the time. People don't like it, people love it. I want to hear the conversations going around as to why people feel this way. And yeah, so let's check it out.
You might be confused by the title of this video, but no, I didn't misspell anything. Grow a Garden has been on an absolutely insane rise. The game averages 2 million players on a random Tuesday, which is more than almost any Roblox game ever, except Bloxfruits, which once peaked at 2.7 million players. On update days, Grow a Garden can even—
Is Bloxfruit really dying? Is that really happening? Am I really experiencing that in my lifetime?
hit 21 million current players. More than any game has ever reached, on or off Roblox, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. So then how can a game like Grow a Garden possibly have a downfall? It's not bots, it's not bad updates, it's not still a brain rot, heck, it's not even real seeds. The reason Grow a Garden is doomed to fall off is a lot simpler than you think.
I think everything falls off eventually. Like, because falling off is just not sustaining, like, I guess your peak, or sustaining where you once as. I mean, I guess some people hit like a really good mid-level, but to be honest with y'all, bro, whenever you're doing anything creative or anything that depends on the opinions of people, you will always have like general interest at one point, which is considered like the peak, and then it's gonna dip down and then level and stagnate, and then that's like your base. And that's usually like people who have cult followings. They stay there, but it's really strong. A lot of games, a lot of artists. That's just how it works in general. That's why the fall off term is so interesting to me, because I get it a lot, but it's just like you have to understand for what I do and how much I jump all over the place in communities and whatever I feel like watching. A lot of people might jump off or a lot of people stay, but it's always going to level out at a certain place, which I've leveled out at a pretty okay level, especially for a YouTuber. But yeah.
To understand it, we have to go back to the very beginning, where it all started. See, Grow a Garden didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's a part of a pattern that's been building for years on Roblox. A pattern of games getting simpler, easier, and more focused on one thing, keeping you clicking, non-stop. Think about it like this. If traditional Roblox games were full meals with multiple courses, these trend-based games are like potato chips. Sure, they're addictive, and you can't stop eating them once you start, but at the end of the day, they're empty calories. Grow a Garden can literally be explained in under 30 seconds. You plant seeds, you wait, you get pets, you sell them for better seeds. That's it. The entire game loop can be mastered by a toddler, and honestly, it's like that on purpose. But here's the problem with making something so simple that every iPad kid can understand it instantly. There's nowhere left to go. Let me ask you something. What was Grow a Garden's last big update? If you said something about eggs, moon eggs, dinosaur eggs, Zen eggs, you're probably right. But here's the thing. Can you actually tell me what made each of those updates different from the last one? Because I can't, and neither can most players. When your entire game is built around get rare thing, then get rarer thing, your updates become a hamster wheel of the same content with different skins slapped onto it.
But some people like that though, and some people are going to stand that cycle, especially with content creators. A lot of people don't understand the content economy is real.
The developers aren't adding new mechanics or expanding the core gameplay. They're just changing the color of the carrot dangling in front of your face. And players are starting to notice. I've been hearing from the community—
there's always going to be people like that. Outliers. Remember I told you, when it falls, a lot of people are going to jump off and then it just levels out. I think this game has more than enough players, especially because it's colorful, it's bright, kid-friendly. The girls love it. The G's love it. The guys love it. Everybody, the kids love it. Once you have, like, you lock in the kids and the women, you're good. You win.
that the newest rarest pet, the Kitsune, is
think about Drake. Just think about it for a second.
basically just a reskinned version of the raccoon from a few updates ago. When your game is so bare bones that you're already recycling ideas within months of launch, That's not sustainable growth. That's creative bankruptcy. It's like if McDonald's kept releasing new burgers, they were just the same Big Mac with different colored buns. Sure, it might work for a while, but eventually people will not like it. They will not
Yeah, but they're still gonna eat it.
play your game. Now here's where things get really problematic, because these games have such a simple mechanic. There's only one way to keep players engaged, update after update. Make everything rarer and more expensive. Think about it logically. If I already have the best pet from last update, why would I grind for something that's equal to what I already owned? So
Because it's more content.
developers have to make each new pet better, rarer, and harder to get than the last one. But this creates what I like to call the monetization death spiral. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Each update has to one-up the previous one, which means the pets get more expensive, drop rates get lower, and the grind gets longer. Eventually, you hit a point where casual players, you know, the majority of the player base, literally cannot afford to participate anymore. We've seen this exact pattern play out before. Look at Fish.
It happens in a lot of games. There are certain games that address this, but I don't know if any Roblox developers are addressing this problem. But I know games like, well, I think World of Warcraft addressed this problem pretty well. Like, there are games that do this, but again, we're talking about Roblox.
Remember when Fish was pulling massive numbers? Where is it now? The game priced out its own community by making everything so rare and expensive that regular players gave up and moved on. Grow a Garden is heading down the same exact path, and there's no way to avoid it without completely restructuring the game, which they obviously won't do because they wouldn't be Grow a Garden anymore. No one would play it. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture here, because Grow a Garden isn't just following a bad monetization strategy, it's the endpoint of a really concerning trend on Roblox. These popular games aren't innovations, they're iterations of previous popular games, just simplified even further. Grow a Garden is basically a Fish with less gameplay. Steal a Brain Rot is just another collecting game with Italian brain rot slapped onto it. It's like if every new movie that came out was just another shorter, dumber version of the last blockbuster. Sure, you might get some quick success by appealing to the lowest common denominator, but you're also erasing everything that made the original interesting in the first place.
He's spitting on this point for sure.
And here's the scary part. We've hit rock bottom. Grow a Garden has already stripped the formula down to its absolute foundation. How do you simplify click button, get pet any further? You can't. Every simple game has already milked the maximum, and there's nowhere left to go but up in quality anymore. This brings us to possibly the most important point. Games that are built entirely around trends don't outlive those trends. Grow a Garden's success is tied to the current Roblox meta of ultra simple collecting games. But metas change, trends die, and when they do, these games die with them. What happened to Soul's RNG? Everyone used to be playing it, but now there's no one playing that. What about Fish?
But wait, how many players does Souls have? Hold on, let's check really quickly. I actually wanted to see. Okay, that was how many bro, 34,000? What? If that is your baseline, you're eating good for dinner. Yo, what are we talking about? Yo, that's a little nutty, bro. That's a little nutty.
I don't think anyone's playing Fish right now. You see the pattern? Remember
okay, it's not fair to say that they're not playing the game, because like 13, 32K, of course they've fallen off, but they still baseline. Like, they have a great baselines. Maybe not Fish 13, because 13K and 30K are completely different numbers in 100K, but 30K is great. I think 10K is pretty good. I think 30K is amazing. I can't lie.
When everyone was making Sigma jokes and Ohio memes.
Stop! This is a stink inspection. Go ahead, stink inspector. Oh my god, you stinky. I knew it.
Yeah, that's getting already old. If you say that in public, you're getting slapped. And Steal a Brain Rot is going to die with it. The same thing will happen to Grow a Garden when players get tired of mindlessly collecting pets. Games that offer genuine gameplay, meaningful progression, and innovative mechanics. Those games survive trend cycles. Look at Bloxwords. I'm not trying to glaze Bloxwords, it is not good in my opinion, but it's been dominating Roblox for years, but it actually has depth beyond just collecting rare things over and over again in a very small pixelated map. But when your entire game can be played with 3 mouse clicks and a lot of patience, when you can set up a macro and grind it overnight, or watch a YouTube video while you're AFKing 24/7, you're not building a lasting experience, you're building a very expensive fidget spinners. Do you remember fidget spinners? That's what Grow Garden is right now. Fidget spinners died so hard, no one even knows about them anymore. And Grow Garden, same thing gonna happen to Grow Garden too. I'm not even being a
I don't know about
hater.
that.
Now, I'm not here to just dump on Grow Garden and call it a day, because honestly, its inevitable downfall might be exactly what Roblox needs. When these trend-based games finally crash and burn, and they will, there's going to be a window of opportunity. A chance for developers who actually care about game design to step up and remind people what Roblox can actually be, when it's not just a casino with RNG, colorful, pixelated, extra small maps, where you do absolutely nothing but gamble with Robux. And I think we're already seeing the signs. Games like RLCs, Holy War X, and Pocket Anime are gaining so much momentum, even though those games are not released. These aren't games you can master in 30 seconds. Hopefully. They have genuine depth, innovative mechanics, and most importantly, they respect their players' intelligence. Like, if you were gonna play RLCs, you will not be able to, like, roll the most expensive dollar fruit with a few Robux. You actually have to grind.
How you know?
You actually have to put in the effort that 99% of other players are not willing to put in, which is why the game is not gonna have 99 million concurrent players. RLCs is bringing legitimate naval combat and exploration to Roblox. Holy War X is pushing the boundaries of what combat and graphics can look like on the platform. These games are proof that you don't need to dumb everything down to succeed. It wasn't that long ago that Bloxworks was pulling the numbers that Grow Garden is pulling right now, almost, and Bloxworks, even though people would say fell off, is still here. That's what happens when you build on a solid foundation, instead of a trend. So yeah, Grow Garden is going to fall off, whether that be in 6 months or a year. It's inevitable. Not because of competition, not because of bad updates, but because it was never built to last in the first place. I would compare Grow Garden to one of those mobile games. They're really made for 5 minutes of game time and for average player to get bombarded with 100,000 ads. That's how I would describe Grow Garden. Simplicity can be powerful, but when simplicity becomes your only selling point, when your entire game can be reduced to click and wait, that's not game design. That's a behavioral experiment. I don't even want Grow Garden to be an anime-based combat game, but at least make it good. And not extra simple, just for the sake of it getting as many players as possible. The good news is that when Grow Garden inevitably fades into Roblox history, it'll hopefully take this whole trend of ultra simplified cash grabs with it. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get back to a Roblox where games succeed because they are generally good, not just because they're addictive. Massive shout out to Beyond Alpha 9139 for this whole idea, but hey, that's just a game theory. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong, or if
I'm gonna be real. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
I stay in Grow Garden when I can play Brain Roll Evolution.
All right, man. I mean, here's what I'll say. People like to gamble. It's really a society-based thing. I feel like I've said this the past couple of videos, but it is. It's a society-based thing, bro. We'll see how well this video ages, but Grow Garden is probably not going nowhere for a long time, and even if it does, it's gonna be able to baseline at 100K players, or at least 30K, which I think is fine. But I think it'll probably have more than that, just because, bro, like, they had, what, 14 mil players? That means their baseline is probably like 500K, maybe. Who knows? But let me look at some of these comments. Worst of all, the copies. I can't even find good games anymore because everything is in Garden Slob now. Roblox will never get to that point. Simple and engaging games will always rule the platforms. Yes, they aren't built to last, but Grow Garden and its lifetime already made 200 million. Man, watch when I become the best Roblox developer of all time. No, man. I don't know. Hello? Bro, my mic is bugging. Where are they getting these statistics from? 200 million USD? And that's why it was this way, mostly because how Roblox recommendation works. It relies purely on numbers, not how much fun the game actually is. I tried to ask my friends what's fun about Grow Garden. I got timed out and told I can't deal with this. Nah, maybe they not trying to have you ruin the vibe. You coming in there asking them what's good, like, is it good? Why are you playing? And nobody want to hear that. That's like people who do like substances. They're not trying to hear you. They don't want to hear you talk about it, bro. Like, bro, so what? Honestly, I'm getting tired of Jandel nerfing good plants and pets. Interesting. Why do people hate Grow Garden but not steal a brain rot? They do. I hate both, bro. People just hate in general. Not gonna lie, simple routine have even more steps in it than the whole gameplay of Grow Garden. Jeez. Grow Garden is more similar to Farmville or super stripped down version of Stardew Valley. Both of these games had strong player base. I do think Grow Garden will fall off if they press their player base out, but if not, it could stay around because there's a large audience of people who don't want combat games or competitive gameplay, instead want something more relaxing. Yep, cozy gamers. Please bring creativity back to Roblox. There is a lot of creativity. It's really the player base and what the people want, man. I feel like a lot of people are not realizing that there's less and less appeal to these games for the younger audiences coming up with less time, less care, less attention spans. Maybe they just want to gamble, bro. Look left and right to your peoples. I'm sure you know somebody who does parlays. You know, bro, they're come on, bro. These things are always gonna exist. But with that being said, man, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.